Okay, I'm back. This is the second video, and you can see where I've blended the white and the blue together, and I really like it. It looks good. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your pencil. If you are with your child and you're painting a canvas and you don't want to draw on there, you don't have to. If you feel comfortable with painting, that's fine. Something, remember, when you are painting, it is harder to paint light on top of dark. So if you're making your owl yellow, it's going to take a lot of yellow to cover over that blue. You also might, I should have said that in the first video, when you choose your background, make sure it's not too dark because you want to be able to cover over it. Or you can choose a darker owl. Like right here, this is green and blue is darker. So I'm going to choose purple. Purple is one of my favorite colors. And you can, after you've drawn and sketched several owls and you choose what you like, your owl should probably be this big as your palm. Meaning if your owl's this big, you're barely going to have room to put your branch. If you don't want a branch and you want to do a whole big owl, that's fine. If you want to do your owl like this, that's fine too. It's your canvas. Okay. So maybe if you think about your fist being the size or this palm being the size, I'm going to do this owl that I chose right here. I'm going to draw on it with this pencil. So, well, I was going to say so you could see, but you can't really see. This time I started with the curve. I did this curve at the top. I don't really want to do it black, but I just might have to so you can see. Maybe if I use this blue color pencil. I still don't know if you can see. I don't have a black color pencil here. So there is, let me pick it up here. See, there's my line right there. Now, you don't really want it dark, but I want you to be able to see it. That's why I'm trying to do it dark for you. I don't know where my black color pencil is. Okay, let me try this black color pencil. Now, from here, remember, I'm going to have my branch here. So my belly is going to come right there. Now, you can see that black a little bit better. And then you're just doing that U shape, okay? Now see how I made a little, where my pencil went in through there, a little mistake? That's fine, because you're going to paint over it. I like the way my owl looks. Next thing, you're going to decide how you want to do your wings. You want to have it just inside your body. I'm going to have mine come out. You really want them to be the same size. To me, that looks like an eyeball. If I turn that sideways, it'd be an eyeball or a fish. Do it on the same side over here. Okay, now in the meantime, while we're waiting on this background to get dry, I don't mind you get up and getting your cookies if you wanted to. Now the circles, right there would be the circles. I'm going to have two big circles, 1, 2, get a little bit closer so you can see. And then I'm going to have another circle, and another circle, and another circle. And you don't have to draw all this if you don't want to. I like it when the nose is connected. Look, they're looking at each other. Now, am I going to worry about drawing all my little feathers on there? No, because I'm going to paint that. Then I'm going to remember talked about going all the way to the edge. So do that. You decide, you don't want to have a floating owl. You want it to be on the branch. There's the tummy. So I'm going to have the branch come right there, hit a bump and jump. It can be a curved branch, hit a bump and jump. Okay, you can have that branch, you can have this branch come up. You can decide how much you want to draw, what you don't want to draw. That's up to you. I like you to have the freedom as an artist. I'm going to have this branch come down this way. They always go into a shape of a Y. We talked about this in the classroom when we've drawn trees before. So let me get this up a little closer. Hopefully you can see it. So now I'm ready to paint. Now, I told you that the lighter is very hard to cover over the darker. You can start with the body, you can start with the wings. I'm going to actually start with the body. And I'm going to paint the body purple. This is a round brush. And taking care of your brushes, we've talked about in the classroom all the time. I tell them not to do the booty scoot. That's where that brush is being scooted all over. Instead, we're treating it like a ballerina slipper. And when you clean it, you're having it reshaped it. Okay, so I'm going to bring my plate over here. I've got my owl drawn. There's my purple. And another thing that we talk about in the classroom, I'm bringing this up here so you can see it a little bit better, is you always outline. Now, if this brush size is a little scary for you, then get a smaller one. So I'm outlining where the feathers are, or the wings, sorry. Going very slowly. Then I will come back in and I will fill the inside. I like this purple against that blue. Now pay attention to where your lines are. I didn't paint this part because that is where the wing overlaps the tummy. Now I'm coming around. Go right up to that line. Like I said, your lines are hopefully not going to be this dark. I needed mine to be this dark so you guys could see it. See, I'm very carefully just dipping that paint in the tip. Look at my paintbrush. Maybe easier against the white. The tip. Watch your fingers and your hands. You're not going to be lifting your canvas. I'm lifting mine so you guys can see it. Go all the way across. Maybe I want to decide to make them a little bit bigger. I'm having to make mine a little bit bigger because I'm trying to cover over my black colored pencil lines. Okay. Now, like I said, I have been painting for years, so I like using bigger brushes. You decide the size brush that you want. Going around my eyeballs. Basically, you're outlining this with your paintbrush. And then you go back in and fill it in. Now, depending on how big you made your features, if yours are teeny tiny, it might be hard to do. Another thing you can do is you can just paint this whole thing lightly, and you should still be able to see the pencils, okay? I'm going to show you this. Well, I'm not going to show you that because if I did the eyeballs, it'd be hard to do. But typically, that's pretty easy to do there. So got that. Okay, now that part is all purple. So then I'll go back in, and I will fill the top in. Now you might need to do 2 coats. The great thing about acrylic is it dries very quick. Okay, so there I'm going right up to that edge. You know, you might want to plan out what your colors are first. Truthfully, I haven't done a lot of planning on this. Been doing other videos today trying to get weaving stuff ready. Okay, there we go. So I've got the purple. Now see how I don't have that much purple used? I still have a lot. Now the sponge brush, you'll use a lot of paint, which is fine. Like I said, we can come around. Haven't even cleaned my brush yet. This top part, sounds like Pop-Tart. This top part is already dry. So I'm going to go over as long as it's dry. Otherwise you're just smearing that paint around. I'm going to kind of put a second coat on there, on the places that are dry. I will probably have to come back in and put a second coat. Oh, now look, if I look at this part, it looks different than this one. Maybe I want to bring this into a little point, or maybe you like it that way. It's up to you. Now, cleaning your brush. I'm only lifting this up so you can see it because I've done all my purple. You have the brush very gently around on the bottom. We talked about this in the classroom. They actually have dog bowls so they won't spill. And I only did the tip. So it's not all over the barrel. The barrel is this metal part. Then you very carefully check and see if it's clean on the edge so you're not splattering everybody. Let me set this down. Then you'll take your paper towel. Make sure it's dry. Okay. Reshape it. And now you're good to go. Ready for the next part. Now I'm going to show you with a smaller round brush. Same thing, round brush. The wings. I'm trying to decide what color to do the wings. Let me see. I don't want to do orange. I love purple and red together. I was saying I don't want to do orange because I'm going to do orange for the beak. And I'm just going to move on to the next color because that second coat is really not ready. Let me sit back down here. You need to be aware as a painter, your hand that